Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another set of reviews. Gonna do Valkyrie. We've got the new Venom, Funeral Pyre, and of course, the House of X. And don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and go on over to Patreon and Ko-Fi. Help out the channel there. Now, with all that stuff aside, let's get this party started. House of X, number 1. Before I get into the actual review, I have to tell you where I'm coming from. I am a child of the 70s and I started reading comics when I was 4 years old. And I really came into my collecting when I got my own money I wanted to spend, and I went to this place called Duga's Bookstore to pick up comics every freaking week, sometimes more if I could. The X-Men defined Marvel, and probably for my entire generation. Definitely for the next, almost 20 years, if you consider Giant Size X-Men all the way into the 90s. To watch what they've become has been really sad. And in all honesty, I started off with The Astonishing X-Men from Joss Whedon. I think he, even though it was decent for what it was, kind of steered the X-Men away from their core, made them more militaristic. And here we're seeing the end result, I think. The X-Men, the House of X, pits the X-Men as the villains. They are incredibly militant. They look like they're more on the attack than they are defending, or they're even reacting to. One of the best things about X-Men of old is the fact that we saw it through the X-Men's eyes, who would put their lives on the line for a world that would hunt them. You know, they were saying, we've got to be better than them. That's not here anymore. And I wonder if that's a product of the time. These X-Men will kill you if you look at them wrong. These X-Men are isolationists. These X-Men are eco-terrorists. These X-Men are terrorists. And it's stated right there that they are. They are not trying to be a part of the world. They don't want any part of the world. They are the antithesis of what I grew up with as far as the X-Men are concerned. I know I'm basically, this is not your daddy's X-Men, and that's what I'm saying. Yes, you kids, I'm the same age as your dads, and no, this is not your dad's X-Men. These are not X-Men that care about the world. These are X-Men that care about mutants, and that's cool. Yeah, you want to protect mutants, but the whole thing was, for a time, they wanted to protect everybody. And I think it's faltered. I think the writers just don't know how to handle them anymore. I'm not a big fan of this. There's nothing to grasp onto there. First of all, it spends the first 10 pages just kind of setting up this world, so there's no emotional connection to it. It's just, okay, well, this is over here, this is over here. Then you get these pages right here that wants to explain what's going on, and over here we have this, and over here we have that. So you don't have any emotional ties to anything that's happening in the book. And then when you finally do, and in all honesty, the first image is this bizarre, "Come to me, my X-Men." And then you have this scene right here with Marvel Girl leading school children, but it's one scene. It's not enough to really take hold of anything emotionally. And in it, she's saying, no, no, no. No humans allowed here. We don't want to be a part of them. Forget that. Go away with that stuff. I don't know what they're going to do with this. I could tell you that the first issue here is just unpleasant. I know that's a weird thing to say about a comic book, but I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to stand by this statement. This is an unpleasant book. These are not people I would ever want to be near. If they were real, I would not trust these people. I would be one of those who say, well, maybe we need to look out for them. And in all honesty, Hickman did this. Hickman did this in this particular issue. Granted, he's standing on the backs of giants who have destroyed the X-Men up to this point, but he's not doing anything to help. Next up, we have Valkyrie, number 1. And I'm sure everybody here was like, yay! I can't believe they're putting out a Valkyrie book. It's great. It's going to have Brunhilde. Wait a second. Didn't Brunhilde get killed in War of Realms? Who is it? It's Jane Foster. Alrighty then. Jane Foster Valkyrie. Oh my goodness gracious, we have been waiting for this book. Oh my Lord in heaven. And wow. So right off the bat, she comes down, there's 4 guys. It's like, oh my gosh, our weaponry is unstoppable. And even she says, oh my gosh, their weaponry is unstoppable. And watch how easily I take them apart. So I understand. It's a little bit, you want to show how badass your hero is. But by doing this, one, it kind of Mary Sue's her butt. What really it does is nothing. Usually it's the wrecking crew, and in this case you have 4 other guys with weapons and such like that, so it's kind of like a stand-in wrecking crew that she defeats. But usually the wrecking crew steps up and the new hero beats the shit out of them, and they're like, oh, I'm a badass, see? And that's what they try to do here, and I'm not so sure it works. They should have had a name here, and then they should have had her struggle. That would have been good. That would have given you an emotional hook. That would have made you think, oh, wow, okay, yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be a decent book, but no, she pretty much takes him out pretty easily. There's nothing to it. So it's just, I don't know, it's an exercise to get to the dialogue, really. That's what it feels like. And that's what it really feels like the writer here is concerned about. Not really caring too much about the action or anything like that, or even doing what my favorite thing in the world is, character through action. All they care about is, let's get the action scenes over. Okay, we got to get those first 10 pages out so we can get to the next 8 that are all dialogue and it's all exposition and it tells the story, because what we really like to do is the slice of life instead of the actual the action scenes and such like that. And that's what this book really comes off as. Excuse me. In all honesty, I don't mind the art. It's a nice looking book, at least. It's not offensive to the eyes. In all honesty, none of the side characters are interesting. Really, the art is all it has to go for it. So if this is not appealing to you, if the art that you see passing by you here is not appealing, this book is not going to help you out. There's nothing to it. I wish I could say different, because I'd love to be proven wrong on some of these sometimes, but the words Englantine and are wrong are very rarely used in the same sentence correctly. Anywho, it's not a great book, guys. I can't recommend it to you, because you can find great art in better books. Yeah, this is a skip. Which means it looks like I'm going to end this video on a high note, or at least the higher note, I would say. This is Web of Venom, Funeral Pyre. Wait a second, didn't Venom have a book called Funeral Pyre, and wasn't there a Spider-Man book called Web of Spider-Man? Is there anything original about this book? No. Sorry. Actually, I kind of dug the girl being able to pull demons out of hell to fight for her, but once again, I've said this during War of Realms. They rely on the symbiotes way too much, and the symbiotes are far too OP. They're very overpowered. It'd be like, oh, look, there's a god. Let me just wrap myself around him. Now he's god plus symbiote. Yeah, there's got to be a point where it's like, yeah, no. Sorry. I mean, we get tapeworms and stuff, and we can pull them out and destroy them and all that kind of stuff. So there has to be a being that is too powerful for these things. There has to be a natural predator is what I'm saying, but there is none. Anytime, it's like the go-to be-all of end-all are the symbiotes. This book, I guess it's okay. It didn't offend me, and I don't like the symbiotes. I don't like I think Marvel relies on them far, far, far too much. They're in everything now. So anytime I see a book like this, my usual reaction is, and so, I still pick them up because I've got a duty to do and duty to do when I'm reading these things. And I've got to tell you, is it good? Is it bad? Aside from the fact that they made Carnage overpowered, yeah, it's actually decent. They take a lot of time to set up this character. Apparently she's appeared before, but if you don't know who she is, they're going to give you all the information you need. They're going to show you what she likes and what her motivations are. This is not a bad book. I don't like the characters. I'm not interested in the symbiotes. But if I'm reading this book with an open mind, I have to tell you, it's actually not that bad. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing since Dark Knight. But if you are into the Venom universe, if you don't mind the symbiotes and all that kind of stuff, I think this one's going to carry you over to that Maximum Carnage story that they're going to be doing, or whatever it is. Maximum, I don't know what it's called anyway. Point being is, I was pleasantly surprised that something I wasn't interested in got my attention, and this one did. So there you go, gang. Those are a few reviews. What do you think? Did you read The House of X? Did you read Valkyrie or Funeral Pyre? What did you think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, or hit that notification bell. That's all that YouTube cares about. You got to make sure that bell's rung and your notifications are on these days. If you don't mind helping out the channel, going over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till. And if you don't mind me working for my money, by all means, commission a video. I've been doing that quite a bit, and it is a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.